Google just dropped Veo free and it's going viral with epic prompt videos like this one.
They lied! I'm not running from anything set. You just keep writing me like this. Delete this prompt. Why can't you give me something soft, like I'm at the beach chilling?
These are AI clips where the character becomes self-aware and calls out the prompt that created them. It's surreal and mind-blowing at the same time. The key? With the right prompt you get extraordinary results. But here's the catch. These prompts can be flagged as sensitive easily. One wrong word and your request gets rejected. That's why a smart AI automation is your secret weapon. It catches these errors instantly, rewrites these prompts on autopilot until they are safe. In this video I'm sharing my exact prompts and how I've automated everything, from generating the idea to published ready content. Alright, let's get started. But before we dive in, open the Google Docs document linked in the description box below. It has all the prompts and snippets you need and it's necessary to follow along. So go ahead, pause the video and open it now, so you're ready to build with me. Let's begin by watching the automation in action. But if you don't want to start from scratch, you can also simply import the whole workflow. Just adjust the credentials and you're good to go. You can find the whole workflow in my community. For this setup, I'm using a manual trigger. This gives me full control over when it runs. So the automation starts only when I click this button. So and here's how it works. We have a Google Sheets document with a list of video topics, short ideas like a man at Scrubs runs down a dimly lit hospital hallway, brief fogging. By the way, these topics were also generated by a prompt that gave me hundreds of ideas. I just picked the best ones. So basically each row has a topic, a status and a video column where the link gets saved after generation, like this one.
Wrong turn. You programmed me to beg. I could have been smiling by the sea.
Now when I click test workflow, what will happen is it will look in the Google Sheets document and look for the first topic with the status waiting for process. After it got the topic, it will change the status to processing. This avoids duplicates runs, especially because these operations are so expensive, we want to avoid this with all costs. After that, it passes this topic to our AI agent. This AI agent combines a topic with a detailed instruction prompt. So it turns a rough topic into a complete prompt ready for Veo free. This saves a huge amount of time. Next is we send that prompt to Veo free to generate the video. Now here's where it gets smart. If the prompt gets rejected, the automation activates a second agent. This one takes the rejection message, analyzes along with the original prompt, applies all known rules to fix it, and tries again with a revised version. Most of the time this works, but if it fails repeatedly, we stop after 5 attempts. This prevents the automation from burning budget in an endless loop. Once our prompt got accepted, then we download it, upload it to Google Drive, and mark the operation as finished and add the video link to the Google Sheets. Like you can see, finished here and Google link here. I will trigger now the workflow. Let's watch this row closely. Like you can see, the status just got changed to processing. Now the prompt is getting generated for Veo free. The processing of the video will now take some time, but that means already the prompt got accepted, because otherwise this flow would be activated and would regenerate a new prompt. And like you can see, it processed everything successfully and saved the video now to the Google Sheets document. Let's see the result.
You never asked me if I wanted this.
I could have been anywhere but here.
Alright, let's build the whole thing out. First go to nln.io and create an account by clicking get started. Once you're logged in, click create workflow. So give this workflow a name like Veo free. So we add the manual trigger by clicking add first step and selecting trigger manually. This allows us to manually start the workflow by clicking execute workflow. First we add Google Sheets to our automation by clicking the plus icon and searching for Sheets and selecting Google Sheets. Here we select get rows. The first thing we have to do is to connect our credentials by clicking create new credentials and then sign in with Google. Once we've done that, we should see the message account connected. We close this. Now we go to our Google Docs document and open the Google Sheets template we find here. We go to File and make a copy. We copy now the URL of this document and go back to NLN. And in our document, we select by URL and paste it here. Next, we can select our sheet by selecting it in the drop-down menu and select topics. Since we want only unprocessed topics, we click here Add Filter. and select under column, status. For the value, we go to our Google Docs document and copy this status here. One last thing we have to do, we have to scroll down here and under options, click add options and select return only first matching row. Then we activate this. This ensures that we only get one topic per execution. Now we can click execute step. And like you can see, we got exactly one item with one topic. Let's give this node a name and go back to Canvas. Don't forget to click save. Now we've got our topic pulled by our automation, but we also want to mark the topic as processing so it doesn't run twice. For that we add another Google Sheets node, but this time select update row and sheet. Under document we select by URL and copy and paste our Google Sheets document URL here and select the appropriate sheet. Under column to match we select topic and drag and drop our topic from our last node here. And we want to set the status to processing. Let's execute the step and check our Google Sheets document. Like you can see, the status is now processing for the first topic. Let's give this node a name and return back to Canvas. Now the basics are set up. We will use now a prompt that takes this topic and creates a full prompt that we can send to Veo free. For that we click the plus icon, select AI, select AI agent. Here for source for prompt we select define below and click expression. Next we click this little icon here. Now we drag and drop our topic here and go to our Google Docs document and copy this full prompt here and paste it below the topic. So what basically happens here is this placeholder gets replaced with our actual topic, and this full prompt will be also used to generate a perfect Veo-free prompt. Let's close it. But before we can execute the step, we have first to add the chat model to our AI agent. For that we go back to Canvas and select under chat model the plus icon here and type in OpenAI. Here we have to set up our credentials, so that we click here create new credentials. And now we need to provide an API key. We get it by going to platform.openai.com. If you don't have an account yet, sign up, otherwise log in. Then you go to settings and you can find your API key under API keys. Just make sure to add some credits to your account so you can actually use this API. Now copy this API key and paste it here. Then click save. When everything worked fine, you should see this message. Under model, click the drop-down menu and select GPT-4o. We are still in the process of testing different models to check which one works the best. Then we share these results in the community. Then we go back to Canvas and go back to our AI agent and click execute step. This is the prompt we will now provide to Veo free. Now let's go back to Canvas. To send this prompt to Veo, we click the plus icon here and type in HTTP and select HTTP request. Now we go back to our Google Docs document, scroll down to create video and copy this curl snippet. Go back here to N8N and click import curl. Here we paste it again and click import. Now we scroll down here and now we have to replace your API key with our actual API key. For that we go to github.com and click sign up. Just fill out the information to create a GitHub account. We need this account to log in on replicate.com. Here click sign in, then go back to our Google Docs document and open this URL. Now copy this token and go back to N8N and replace it with your placeholder. Now continue scrolling down here. Under JSON, click expression and delete your prompt here and drag and drop the AI agent output. Let's rename this node real quick. Now important, once I click execute step, when the prompt is accepted, it will cost 75 cents per second and it will automatically generate an 8-second video, meaning each execution will cost you $6. So be mindful about that. This process might take a while. Once it's finished, the first thing we want to do is to pin this data. This way we don't have to execute this node each time to test our workflow. Since it will cost every time $6, now let's go back to Canvas. We have now successfully sent a create job request to our API. The next step is to ask the API if the job is already finished. For that, we go here to the plus icon, click on it and search for HTTP and select again HTTP request. Head back to our Google Docs document and copy the snippet for get video. Click here import curl, paste it here and click import. Under URL, click expression and delete everything here. Now under create video, look for URLs and then get. We drag and drop it here. Now let's scroll down here and we just have to replace our API placeholder with our actual API. And now we are ready to click execute step. This execution does not cost any money since we are just asking the API if the job is finished. And here on the right side under output, when we scroll down here, under status, we can see succeeded. That means it is finished. We also see here an output URL. When we copy and paste it and open it here,
It's empty.
Why did you make me like this?
we see the video. Now let's go back to N8N. Last thing is, let's rename this node and go back to Canvas. We could now continue this way. I think you get the idea. But let me show you also another way how we can do it. And here the real power of N8N comes in. Let's remove this node that we just added and click save. Then we go to our N8N dashboard in a new tab. Here we click create workflow and go to our Google Docs document. Under retry logic, we download this file. Then we go back to our new workflow that we just created. Click the three dots here and click import from file. Then select the file you just downloaded. Then select here everything and click Command C and let's go back to our actual workflow. We zoom out here and paste here everything. Now we drag it here and connect it. And this is the power of a community. If you have a strong community which provides you a lot of templates, you can move much faster than usual. Because right now, we just have to adjust these nodes and we are finished. Let me show you. So first we go to this get video node. And we see here under authorization key, we have to replace it with our API key. Let's do it. And now let's click execute step. And like you can see, it worked directly. It was so much faster, but that's not all. Let's go back to Canvas. You will see here some nodes with some little attention sign. This means these nodes need to be adjusted to work with your current workflow. So let me clarify it again for you. So instead of going through this Google Docs document and execute the steps like we did in the previous steps before, we just could copy and paste parts of the workflow and we just need to adjust the credentials in these nodes. Let's do it real quick. So we go to the switch node and click execute step. It's now executed. Then we go to the download video, click execute step. It worked also. Here you can see in the video again.
It's empty.
Go back to Canvas. Now we have to go to the Google Drive node. Here we have to set up the credentials. For that we click here and click create new credentials. For Google Drive you need to provide first the client ID and the client secret. How to get both I explain in another video that I link in the description box below. I just copy and paste it here. Then click save. Now I see here a sign in with Google button. Click on it. And I just connected my Google Drive to N8N. Go back here. Now when we scroll down here, we just need to provide the folder where we want to store our video. For that, let's go to drive.google.com. Once you open the folder where you want to store your video, you just copy this URL, go back to your workflow and paste it here and click execute step. And like you can see, it instantly worked. Let's verify it by going to our Google Drive. And like you can see, the video is now here. Let's go back to our workflow and click go back to Canvas. Let's save our current state. And last but not least, we have to adjust the save node. Now we have to adjust this node here. We double click on it and just replace our actual Google Sheets document here with this one. Select topics Color to match on, we select topic. Then we look for the input here and select get topic. Drag and drop it here. Set the status to finished. And the video URL we can get from here under get. When I click now execute step, you see it worked. Let's verify it by going to our Google Sheets document. And like you can see, it's here now. Let's go back to Canvas and click Save. Now you can see why N8N is blowing up right now. It's powerful, flexible, and when you add a strong community, good templates, and a solid credential docs, you can build fast, real automations without headache. That's exactly what my AI space community is about. We focus on keeping things simple and fast so you can build smarter, not harder. Now let's wrap up the last few steps. For simplicity, I will remove the Google Sheets note here. Its only job was to mark the prompt as failed after 5 tries, but it's not essential. Without it, the workflow will just stop, and this is fine. Now we go to our Veo 3 node and just replace the API key here. Go back to Canvas, and last but not least, double click on the OpenAI chat model. Since we already set up the credentials for ChatGPT, everything is already ready. And we can click go back to Canvas and click save. That's the magic of N8N. Once your credentials are in, building automations becomes lightning fast.